Hi all, this is Michael from Sea God and welcome back. Today is going to be a quick enough video. It is going to be an apply video. So we've been over how many calories we should be ingesting on any given day. In my case, it's 2,465. That's to maintain my weight. At least that's the estimate we've set up so far on the channel. Then we've also been over the amount of macronutrients we should be having. So in my case, a minimum amount of 57 grams of fat, 57 grams of carbohydrates, and 131 grams of protein. If you don't remember why, please watch the video on macronutrients. What are we looking at today? Today, I want us to understand how do we actually decipher one of these things. I mean, I'm pointing here, assuming that I figured out how to actually add the label, but assuming I've done that, there should be chicken breast here. Well, not chicken breast, but like, you know, thingy-me-bob. Assuming I figured that out, what does this mean? I think it is important we understand what this means because then we can build on that and we can start to understand the world of calories and macronutrients. So I'm going to first add up all of the calories here and then we will understand what is going on. So as you can see, there's a serving size of 100 somewhere here. I'm going to keep pointing here even though there's nothing here. Anyway, there's a serving size of 100, right? That means every 100 grams of this chicken breast, picked it on purpose because, you know, chicken breast, bodybuilding food, why not? And in every 100 grams, there are supposedly 90 calories, and we'll go over that in a second. There is 1 gram of fat, 0.3 of which are saturated, 0 grams of trans fat, 45 milligrams of cholesterol, 310 milligrams of sodium, so I'm reading off, 0 grams of carbs, 0 grams of fiber, 0 grams of sugars, and 19 grams of protein. Right, so what does this all mean? No, we're going to ignore the vitamins and calciums at the moment and minerals at the moment. So what does this mean, right? This means that the macronutrients within this food are 1 gram of fat, they are 0 grams of carbohydrates, so this doesn't contribute at all towards your carbohydrates, and there are 19 grams of protein. Perfect. So how do you use this in real life? Well, first of all, I think it is useful to understand, well, okay, how many calories are there in this serving? Let's confirm the calories that are written down, right? So, as we've been over, 1 gram of fat contains 9 calories, right? That means there are 9 calories in fat. Protein here has 19 grams, right? 19 grams times 4 calories per gram is 76 calories of protein per 100 grams in this case. Right, so we have 76 calories in protein, we have 9 calories of fat. That makes, if you're any good at maths, 85 calories. Interesting. Why is this different? I don't know, honestly. I don't know what to tell you. That's why in general, I think that actually calculating calories from the macronutrients is more accurate in general. Right? Because it's 85, it's not 90. I don't know exactly how they did that calculation, but I prefer to go by that because then we can add up and the formulas all work out. I didn't even pick this one on purpose. This just happens to be inaccurate because, you know, sometimes it's accurate, sometimes it's not accurate, but I think it's good if we have a consistent system. So that means there are 85 calories per 100 gram. What does that mean? Well, that means when you're going to cook, you weigh out your chicken breast. I forgot to mention, you should have a weighing scale, right? You should do this in grams. To anyone who's doing this using the American system, you do you, but I'm definitely not doing that. Stick to grams. That is the way to go, in my opinion. So anyway, we have 100 grams of chicken breast here with 85 calories. When you weigh it, because you're weighing it, right? When you weigh your food, you multiply the calories times the amount of grams. So, how does that work? If I have 200 grams of chicken breast, in this case, then I will multiply 85 times 2, because 100 grams times 2, right? So that means 85 times 2 is 170 calories, right? So in 200 grams, there would be 170 calories. There would be 2 grams of fat, and there would be 38 grams of protein. And that's it, basically. So what you do is you take each food, you put in your meals, and you do this process too. At the beginning, it sounds very complex. And it can be. When you're not used to it, it can be a bit of extra effort. But I'm telling you, in time, you get used to it, and there was a satisfaction and a calmness with knowing the amount of macronutrients in grams and the amount of calories that are going in your food, because then you know whether you are adhering or not. And that is the most important thing. Remember, consistency. And over time, this becomes more efficient. I've even made graphs, and I will be soon releasing an app that makes this very, very, very easy for you. Okay, so in short, how do you count your calories? 1, you know how many calories you want to eat. 2, you know how much of each macronutrient you want to eat. And 3, you take these labels that I've gone over, you find out the amount of each macronutrient and the amount of calories, and then you add up all the ingredients for the day, and that's it. It's as simple as that. It's not more complex than that. So I hope you learned something today. I know it was a short one, but it was important to go over this. Subscribe to become the most performant you, and I'll see you next time.